You started doing drugs?
Yes. I go to club every now and then. I started sniffing around. I even became a fucking bisexual.
Hi everyone, my name is Emmanuel and this is Maxed Confessions. I have a very beautiful young lady in the studio with me who is about to share her story with us. This is a very interesting and phenomenal one. She was married and she was intimate with her husband as expected, but it didn't end there. She was also intimate with his son. How did this dynamic play out? We're about to find out. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you.
Let's get a first-hand backstory to like this secret that you're here to confess. What exactly happened? Like, how did it pan out?
Okay, I got married at the early stage and now I was 17.
17?
Yeah.
And how old was he?
He should be in his 50s.
At the time?
Yeah.
So he was married?
Yeah, he has a first wife.
And she was still alive at the time you guys got married?
Yeah.
Run us through the story. Tell us exactly what happened.
He's a custom officer, and my parents weren't that well off. We're going through hell and there. So he actually convinced my dad to get me married. Like, he needs a virgin, that his wife is...
You were a virgin at the time?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, you were 17?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my dad needed some kind of connection.
Okay.
And the man needed a virgin wife. So, you know, this African culture that, you know, when a lady is actually a virgin, she brings good luck and blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
So, it happened that my dad is like, okay, it's an opportunity for his daughter to have a good future, which is stupid. Though it wasn't marriage, they told me at the beginning. They told me that I was going to get meet a new family that would actually like build up.
You were 17?
Yeah, I was 17.
And they propositioned this, like they presented it as...
more like you going into a new family, you know.
Okay.
If it's for a guy, they'll say boy, boy.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. So
let me get something straight. Did your dad send you to him as a poverty alleviation scheme, or was he just trying to secure a good future for you?
To him, he was trying to secure a good future for me.
So it had nothing to do with him as a person?
That's why I said to him.
Okay.
That's what he was trying to do. You know, most times, when both families are joined together, it's more like if you have connection here, definitely to favor the other family.
Sure, yeah.
So I think that's what he actually wanted to aim. But what he was sharing to his own family, what my dad was sharing to us, is he wants me to have a good future, that he wants me to go to the university, want my life to be better, that he doesn't have much. As soon as I got married off, my dad also joined the custom. Yeah. So
this, in its true essence, was like a barter.
Yes.
A trade by barter.
Yeah.
Like your dad gave you to him, and soon after he got a position in the custom service.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so what happened next?
Well, I got to the house. I found out that, okay, he has a very handsome son. He was cute and caring, though the boy is actually like taking me as his second mom. At that time, the mom she's no longer there in the house.
She had moved out of the house. So it was just you?
Me and the 5 kids. At first, I was treated like a baby because they were all older than me. Okay, they were not all. 3 were all older than me, and the rest were just younger than me. I'm older than them, sorry. Okay. So I just finished writing my work at that period. My husband was like, it is time for me to open the nylon. that was the word he used for me at that night when I was going to lose my virginity. So he was like, it's time for me to open the nylon. I was like, what nylon? I don't know what the fuck he was talking about. Okay. But I don't used to call him husband. I don't see him as husband then. I see him as father figure. So I used to call him daddy. Daddy, where are we going to? Daddy, are you going now? Should I clean your shoes? Daddy, daddy. Yeah. I don't know if that got his fantasy so high. Though we do sleep in the same room. Okay. But he sleeps on the floor. while I sleep on the bed. And I used to wonder, why am I always in his room?
Okay.
And this I should stay in his daughter's room. He has one daughter. Like, I was supposed to stay in there, but I was just so naive, like, okay, maybe he wants to pamper me as a child.
Yeah.
Get. So the day he said it's time for me to open the nylon, I was like, put nylon. You know, like, go and shower, take a bath, take one bath. Cry all the cry you want to cry inside the bathroom. I'm like, crying again. Am I going to get flogged today? So after taking my bath, we were on the bed, and then he was like, open your leg. I'm like, mommy said. We're like, okay, that's when Hina actually had to tell me the story, which I actually felt so heartbroken, and I felt like I've been betrayed.
What story did he tell you that was different from what your dad
Okay,
told?
my dad was like, okay, first it was my mom, not even my dad. My dad didn't have the courage to tell me.
Yeah.
So my mom came to me and told me, this man is somebody that you have to be looking at as your dad from now on. Take them now as your family. It's more like they've adopted you. Whatever he says, do it.
Okay.
You don't expect a 17-year-old girl to be actually having sex in her head.
Yeah.
So like, even if it is painful, do it. Then
That's what your mom said.
My mom said. Then my dad came to me and told me that he's sorry for doing this to me, that he wasn't supposed to, but that one day I would understand why he did it. That was the only thing my dad said to me. I know.
Before the marriage?
Yeah, before
yes?
the marriage.
Okay.
So I wasn't like, married to who? Like, I want to understand. I want him to break the logic. I don't understand. Then he wasn't like, okay, the day that they called me and told me that, do I like this man?
Yes.
Now, why was I answering? I was like, I thought you're my father already.
So in your head, you saw this as an adoption exercise?
Yes.
Like, so he was adopting you into a new family?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
He wasn't like, no, this is not, I got married to you, I paid your bride price completely. Like, where did they do adoption and then bring wine? I was like, maybe to just be the family, you know? I was just so, like, confused and the rest. So, after, like, when he actually disrespected me, I didn't feel that satisfaction, you know? I was like, so this is sex. It was slightly painful.
Okay.
Like, it wasn't as painful as all the girls exaggerated to be. And it wasn't sweet. It wasn't as sensational as...
so it was just there?
It was just there. I was like, okay, is this what sex is?
Okay.
I mean, if this is sex, I'm not doing again. I got really angry. Because now, I'm now finding out this man is going to actually now be my husband. He called my dad to the house. They had drinks. I was just looking at my dad, like, with tears and the rest.
Okay.
I started remembering the betrayal. So, his first son came to me.
How old was he at the time?
And he was 24 or so.
So you were 17, he was 24?
Yeah. So he was like, why are you crying? I then told him everything. He was there for me whenever I'm actually feeling traumatized. He was always like comforting me,
okay,
giving me words of motivation, asking me to just, I should build my dream instead of thinking about everything.
Was he surprised that you were his dad's wife? Or was he
It's not
he
like
already
they've
knew?
already known. Like,
So they already knew?
yeah.
So in all of this, you were the blind rat?
I don't know if maybe they thought I already knew about
Okay.
it until when he now noticed that I'm now traumatized. So he was trying to be that stepson
Okay.
guidance and the rest. So like, I'm older than you, I've seen life, I know what it feels like, so I'm sorry, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah. So it happens that I actually like fell in love with him.
Because he was always there?
He was always there. So the love started kindling, and I think he
So
was
there's
my
this thing
first
they say, communication breeds affection.
son. Yes.
So guess that's what happened in your
That's
case.
what happened between I and him. But at first, I tried brushing it off.
Okay.
You know, whenever I see him, I'll just keep smiling. It was all like all over me that I'm actually liking this guy.
Okay.
So my husband is not always around.
Okay.
This is a customer service. Sometimes he's away for like 3 months. Okay. So I think the first 3 months, this guy just set me off my feet one day. He said, "You're cute." He was looking at me directly in the eyes. And I just melt like butter. He's the first person that spanked my ass. And until then made me have this weird fantasy that anybody that spanks my ass, I get honey. Even till now.
Till now?
Till now. I still have that useless scenarios happening. Even if it's a girl that smacked my hands, I'm like, oh, jeez, don't do that. It turns me on. So when he noticed that, okay, that shit turns me on, he leaned and pecked my forehead.
Yeah.
He would call me sweet names.
So words of affirmations.
Yeah, it was burning, like it was more like burning fire for me.
Yeah.
And whenever my husband come, I give him attitude. Like,
because you were liking someone else.
Yes, so
his son.
Whenever I want to serve him food, before I used to kneel down, then serve him food like my dad or something. Or this time I'll just come bend and serve the food. I will not even sit down to wait for him to eat. I'll just stand up, go inside the room. He's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I am fine. But whenever his son calls my name, I would actually like, yeah, why are you calling me?
Within this period, did you at any point nurse sexual affection towards his son?
Yes.
So why didn't you guys have sex, but you were affectionately involved with each other?
I don't know if he was waiting for the right time. My husband at that time was at Kaduna or something.
Okay.
He wasn't around. So his son called me.
Okay.
I was like, oh, where are you? I was like, I'm in school. Where would I be? He said he's actually in the States. We're in school.
Okay.
I'm like, really? What I did here? He said he came to do a business, which was a blonde lie.
Okay.
He actually came to see me. I don't know how to react around him.
Yeah.
Seeing your stepson that you were just friends with at home, but something silly is going on deep down in your mind.
Yeah.
Then you now have to like prove it to your friends that you guys are intimately in a relationship or something. I was always bragging to them that I have a boyfriend and he's cute. Whenever they show me their own boyfriend, I'm like, I beg, you don't know if I see my own.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, yeah, this boy fine, because he's a very tall, dark guy.
Okay.
He finally leaves.
Okay.
So when they saw him, so they were expecting that chemistry that I was always like interpreting them because I lied a lot about the relationship.
Yeah.
But they weren't saying it. I had to like text him and ask him if he loves me. He said, yes, I love you, Mom. I got disappointed. I was like, not that kind of love. Like, do you love me as a girl, not as a mom? He was like, it's a tough question that we should see. Then we'll talk about it face to face. So I skipped lecture and then I went to see him. He came close to me and said, look me in the eyes. I didn't have to like look at him straight in the eyes. And he was like, I love you.
Wow.
All was in my head was kissing. Kissing, bitch, kissing. And I did kiss him. And that's how it started. So we went from kissing to caressing, gave me hickeys, lot of hickeys. Foreplay after foreplay, no sex, foreplay. I was going off and on, off and on. I was just like, I had to ask him, when are you going to put it in me? And when he trusted, man, no. you don't expect me not to fall in love with every package.
Yeah.
I was like, this is sex. This is what I'm missing. And we lasted for too long. I was over-satisfied. I got bruised though.
So your first satisfaction was with your husband's son?
Yeah.
What span of time did this happen?
This went on and on. Oh.
So you guys were constantly having sex?
We started having sex constantly.
You were in school?
Yeah.
And the school where you attended was a different state from where you guys resided?
Yeah, he stayed for a long time. Like, he stayed for 1 month. We continued, the fire was burning. We started becoming couples in that state. When we came back, everything changed. Like, he became cold. I was treated like a plague.
He started avoiding you?
Yeah. And I don't want it that way.
So you guys didn't have any sort of interaction back home?
Yeah, like for a while.
No sex?
No sex. Just, are you hungry? Yeah. No, it's changed. The whole relationship. People even notice it. Like, his brother noticed it. I was like, yeah, and my brother fights. I was like, no.
Is everything okay with you too?
I was like, yeah, kind of cool. So one night, I had sex with my husband. And it was still that old same shit,
Yeah.
I just stayed like this and when he was done and he was like, he jokingly said, I know this time around is going to be a female. So I went inside the toilet. I was still in the mood for it. So I waited for him to sleep. That should be around 2. Then I left the room, locked his door, so that he will not be able to come outside. Okay. Even if he's going to come, let that day and let man die.
Yeah.
I went to his son's room. I woke him up. I was like, what are you doing here? I was like, I want to have sex. I'm like, why? Not here now. Like, you're doing it here and now. Or I will scream. He was like, what did my dad do? Like, he turned me on. Not even turning me on. He just went in there. And all I could think was you.
Yeah.
We had sex that night. I went back to my room feeling happy. In the morning, I was feeling all joyous. My husband was asking me a question. I was replying with stuff.
How about your relationship with him? Did it change after you guys had sex in the house?
Yeah.
So he was no longer cold?
He wasn't cold. He was always like, sometimes he would jokingly spank my ass in the kitchen.
And you liked that?
I loved it. I was like, yeah, this is what it feels like to be married. So I was cool with it. My husband noticed that, okay, I'm being happy at home. He didn't ask me one day, have you started collecting from any other person? I was like, I don't understand. He said, your breasts have changed. He was not looking at my body from head to toe. Yeah. Like, this is not how I left it. I'm like, am I not growing?
Yeah.
The person you got married to when she was 17 is now fucking like older.
Obviously, he was noticing.
He was noticing it.
Changes.
And he noticed that his son became closer. You know what they say? He called me one day and asked me a question. That he said that I know that he's older than me. That what he will sit down
to see. You won't see
I won't
standing.
see it standing. I'm like, and I said, I don't understand. He was not like, I want to ask you a very vital question. Are you in love with my son? Heat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey! I almost died and woke up. I transit to glory. I was like, no? Like, in love? How? Baby, I love you more. He said no. I should tell him the truth. I didn't say anything to him that day. So this went on and on and on until I think November I got pregnant.
For him?
Now that's the question. I don't know if it was for my husband.
For your husband or for his son?
For him. Because I had sex with my husband November beginning. That should be 3rd or 4th. I had sex with him, my stepson, either 6th.
And you guys were now doing it at home?
At home. So, I don't know whose sperm.
Yeah.
Actually,
so you could be in your husband's room
and still come out to have
come
sex.
out and then you have sex with him.
We've had sex in the kitchen, in the bathroom, in the room, in the parlor, at the backyard, inside the car. Where would you not? Okay, we had sex all the time.
Yeah.
Almost all the time though.
So it was just him?
It was him.
Or your husband?
Him, my husband. My husband. So, when I got pregnant, I broke the news to my husband. I am pregnant. He was so happy. He was jumping. But me at the other side, I was like, this is my stepson's child. There's no doubt
there was
about
that conviction within you.
Yeah, that this is this.
That the pregnancy was your stepson.
Yeah. Because that week, he was the only one who couldn't decide on me that I didn't take. I'm like, fuck it. Fuck it.
So did you tell him?
I told him. He had the news.
What was his first reaction?
He was happy. He was happy as, like, you know when you're about to give a dog a treat? You know that jump,
yes.
He was jumping, yes. I was like, yes, what?
What?
Like, what you happy? He said, yes, I'm going to be a father. I was like, so you know you're the father? He said, yeah, there's nothing wrong. When the child is out, we have evidence to prove our love. But I on the other side, I wasn't happy. Like, he didn't realize that I am married.
Yeah.
He forgot the fact that, okay, this girl is my dad's wife.
Yeah.
And when I even told him, he was like, and you can see return bride price now. I was like, eh?
So he was willing to marry you?
He was willing to. do anything for the relationship.
To have you.
Like, it built the love more. I started like, okay, yes, this is a man that wants me, who also support my future, who is there for me. So I started to keep the child. At first, I wanted to go for abortion. Like, to get rid of the baby and tell him that it's miscarried, like my husband that is miscarried. So I kept the child. I gave birth to the child.
Was it a boy or girl?
It was a boy.
What was your husband's first reaction?
He said, God give it. I noticed he wasn't that happy.
Yeah.
But he was cool with it. He pampered my son. When is he pampering?
From the first time you guys had the conversation about, him asking you if you were in love with his son, was there another time he ever suspected that there was something happening between both of you?
We didn't have much
conversation about it?
Yeah, it was later, after when my son was like 5 months. I didn't know he was going to die quickly. I don't know if that was the last question he ever asked me. So he then asked me, do I want to marry his son? I was like, I don't understand.
And this came from nowhere?
It came from nowhere. I was like, they don't catch me. Because my son was actually looking exactly like his stepson.
Yeah.
No, like there's no difference. Like his eyes, his hand. Okay, he took my nose. Because my nose is actually very beautiful. He took my lips.
Yeah.
But you see his hand, his feet, the way I don't know if...
Within you,
yeah,
when you saw the baby, who did you think was his father?
I knew it was his stepson, but
Deep down,
I was like, yeah, my sins have been produced. My sins have produced me.
You didn't need conviction.
Yeah.
Your stepson also didn't need conviction.
Yeah, but
both of you knew.
I knew deep down, but I was still trying to
convince yourself that it was for your husband.
It's for my husband. But the boy is going looking like my stepson. So when he asked me that question, he was like, because he's older than me, he knows what feelings is, and it's not bad if I fall in love with his son. And besides, if he goes today, it's more like his son would
take over and continue.
Over. Yeah. It's a natural thing in their own culture. I was like, okay. And I actually told him the truth that I actually fell in love with his son. He was sad, disappointed. He didn't talk to me. This happened and my son got to 1 year and 3 months. Me and my husband were traveling together. We were at Shagamu and I just came out from the car to go buy jewelry. I saw something nice. If there was hold up, I was like, maybe park, I want to buy this and I like it. It was like anything from my one. Just a pair of earring and necklace and bangles. And the only thing I could remember that happened was I had this sound. Poof! I was just, let me say, from here down to here. I just crossed the road and that was what I had. And people shouting, hey! I turned and it was my husband's car on that trailer. I was like, the only thing in my head was...
Who else was in the car with him?
My son.
Your son was in the car?
Yeah. My son. I almost ran mad. I actually went to rehab because that shit traumatized me. I was like, where's my son? I ran, crossed the road. I couldn't even find his head. Was he planning to commit suicide? Was it because of me? Till date, I still feel like the death of my husband and my son was because
No, he had absolutely nothing to do with you.
I actually witnessed them die in my front. I cried and road. I begged God to just let this be a dream, a normal nightmare. Okay, this turned the relationship between me and my stepson sad because not only did he lose his dad, he lost his son. He started treating me like a housemaid. Like, each time he remember, he's always telling me, I brought misfortune to the family. I'm the reason why he lost the two things that matter to him. So I was like, but you didn't lose me. What if I died then? What would you say? Or like, I was supposed to die with it. We started like quarreling, fighting. I couldn't concentrate in education. You know, I started being a druggie.
You started doing drugs?
Yes. Just to...
What sort of drugs?
A lot. I can't actually mention, but a lot of drugs. I became a drug addict. Badly. I go to club every now and then. I started sniffing around. I did all sort of shit. Just to feel at peace. I go to church. I didn't see peace. I go to club. I didn't find peace. I made friends. I even became a fucking bisexual.
I'm really sorry about that.
Yeah, it's fine.
So do you want to keep going or do you just want to?
Oh, fine. I thought I've stopped. What is this? Yeah.
So you started going to clubs?
Yeah, I started doing all kind of shit.
Clubs, you became a drug addict?
Yeah.
You started sleeping around? Like multiple sexual partners?
Oh yeah, I started having a lot of... I even became a bisexual.
So, there was an emptiness that you were trying to fill?
Yes, I was not feeling at home. I wanted someone who would just fill that void of... You know, I don't want to feel guilty. So
you lost your husband, you lost your son, and you also lost the love of your life.
And I also became a black sheep in my family.
So your family didn't want to have you back home?
Yes.
Which is supposed to be the tabernacle of solace?
Yes.
And you weren't welcome anymore?
So I was looking for where to call home. It was more like a war, a phase that I had to, fight for myself. Though I'm still fighting, but it's not like I became stronger. Each time I have those memories of...
So till now, you don't have it completely figured out. But the good part is you're not where you started from.
Yeah.
Are you still doing drugs?
I stopped last year.
You stopped last year?
Yeah.
So that's progress?
Yeah.
Do you still have multiple sexual partners? I mean... We have to narrow these things down.
I won't lie. Yes, I still do. I still have I would say 4 or 5.
But not for the same purpose that you had them at the beginning.
It's more like, it's now life. It's now like part and parcels of it, something like that.
Part of a lifestyle.
Yeah. I don't want to be in a relationship.
Okay.
I tried being in one and I ran. Because... With
which of the genders?
A female.
Oh, female.
I also tried male.
Okay.
After my stepson, I tried another one.
What's the relationship between you and your stepson like currently?
Enemies.
That's serious?
Yeah.
Okay.
To the extent that we are dragging properties because the dad wheeled one of his property to me on a car, and he said it's not possible for a murderer to have his own dad's property. And besides...
Did he have stuff willed to him?
Yes, a lot willed to him.
A lot willed to him?
Yes.
But the one property that your husband willed to you, he still doesn't want it?
Yeah.
Have you guys tried having a conversation? Like sitting down and talking about this thing?
He knows the real story, but I don't know what was actually wrong in him, what was in his head. He's just been... Would I say this is true part?
At this point, you guys are sworn enemies.
We are sworn enemies. Like we're going to
Is there no room for a renaissance?
No, I don't want to. I actually left the property, everything. Like I just want to let go of them. I feel like...
So there's no going back? No going back.
I'm not going back.
That chapter is closed completely?
I actually, last year, we returned the bride price money. Last year.
So officially, you're not...
I'm no longer,
part of that family?
Yes.
What's your relationship with your parents currently?
I despise... Should I use the word despise? Yes. I see them as the enemy that came to eat me alive. Because I almost committed suicide.
I mean, for what it's worth, you were depressed, you went into drugs,
Yes.
you started doing alcohol, multiple sexual partners, and it could have exposed you to STDs a lot. Yes, a lot could have happened.
And they weren't even there for me. Each time I called them, or rather, my mom, mostly my mom. Each time I call her and tell her, Mom, I'm in pain. Like, I feel like that. She's like, you're living a very free life. Some people are waiting for the opportunity you had. You went to a private school. Your life is so sweet.
That's literally gaslighting.
Yeah, she'll be like, she told me I'm married to a rich man and I'm still complaining. Like, she said, is it because you lost your son? Do you know how many children I lost? Should have tried to know what is making me feel impatient. She was like, marriage is marriage. It's always going to be bitter, but make it sweet. I was like, wow. 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 And not to talk about my dad, I don't even like him at all.
Does your dad still work with the custom service?
No. Kama actually played a very, very good prank on me. He got fired, like just like that. Like they just, after the death of my husband.
Yeah. After the death of your husband, yes, your dad was fired.
Was out. He went back to square one.
Wow.
And I was a bit, sorry to say this, a bit happy about that. So it's more like, yeah, God answered my prayer, because that thing he's always bragging of is being taken out of him. So I believe my younger sisters would not go through what I went through.
Is there room for forgiveness? Is there room for healing?
Do you know the most funny thing? I've actually forgiven, but I did not forget.
Forget, okay.
Because if I didn't forgive, I won't even step my feet to the house. I would actually just change my surname and be a total different name. But I didn't. I'm still, like right now, I'm being my name.
The most touching part of this entire story was where you said you weren't welcomed back home.
Yeah.
Which is supposed to be like, no matter what you do,
you run home.
You run home.
They always chase me out. They'll be like, go to your husband's house.
And then the husband's house was on fire.
So whenever I told my mom, this is, she said, no, if I should give you hand to stay, you will spoil. You will not be able to arrange what was scattered. Go and save it. I can't stay in my house even up to 24 hours. You know,
you would always be thrown back to the wolves.
She'll be like, I know you want to wear comfort. She'll tell me I should lie my head. I thought it's comfortability. Next you stay or you start going back.
Wow. So if you could go back in time, if you were your parents, what is that one thing you would have done differently or you would do differently?
Not ever giving up on themselves. That they will not be able to take care of me. I always promised myself, or rather when I gave birth, I said I would never, ever give up on myself and then let my son suffer. If I should give birth again, I'll go like 100 miles. I'd rather let myself born than born my child instead. Like, the worst mistake they did was giving up hope. Like, just giving up. Seeing themselves as not able to cater to you and cater for you. But they were 100 times. They had the courage. If they can actually push me, you could push themselves. That was the mistake they did. And that was one thing I wish I can actually just establish for myself. I'm really happy that I finally voiced out. Like, this is what I wanted. You just wanted to be heard. Like, I wanted to be heard somewhere so that parents won't actually make the mistake my parents made. But I'm really glad to have you on the show. I'm really happy you came, told us your story, unveiled your heart to us, and I believe this has, to a very large extent, unburdened you as well. Yeah, very much. It's more like therapy. So you heard it. I mean, it's been a fabulous conversation. I don't even know what to say at this point. Trust me, I don't. I sincerely do not. I'm shocked at the things I've heard, and I'm also excited at the things I've learned. Most of all is parents, don't give up on yourselves. Yeah. Parents, do not give up on yourselves, because when you give up on yourselves, you're prone to do anything, including trading your kids for a loaf of bread. Exactly. Please subscribe to the channel 1206 TV, like, comment, and share this video to as many people as possible. If you want to be a guest on the show, please send a DM
on Instagram to 1206.tv, 1206.tv on Instagram. Tell us that you would want to be here. Let's have a conversation with you. See you on the next video.